Okay. Just got done with this ranked gameplay. Hopefully recording audio now. We're going to take you through it. Terrible start. Hard to see, especially in the beginning. You just get sprayed. I think the red car here is going to ram, bam, right into that white car. I think that white car also is going to ram into the pink. They jostle back and forth all up through these few turns. This is the Montreal circuit. Has some interesting places and passing opportunities. Also has a really cool kind of pit entrance too. You go in the big straight and then you just pull right in. Trying to just follow this red car. And there's just going to be chaos, I think, over the next few turns. Tried my best also to fast forward through this one. I felt like the laps were not as exciting, so I hope that comes across. So then we pass him, do a decent job. Get right up into second. I'd also been racing this white car before on a couple previous races, and he essentially was faster than me every single lap, every single time. Regardless, he could be like a tire down, like he could have been on stay on the wets and I'd be on the inters and he'd still be able to keep with me, so it's pretty difficult to try to keep up with him. Just the superior driver. So he pulls into the pit lane there, if you couldn't tell, and we get to take over this position here right into first place. So we have an opportunity now. Everyone's going to basically have to pit extra besides us, so go into a little bit of fast forward mode here. We have the red car behind me, but I don't think he's ever much of an issue, even when I take such a long, turn here. I just completely brake way too late and just go wide. Luckily, he makes the same exact mistake, so no significant ground was lost. So we're just super fast now through these next few laps, I believe. I think until we get to around lap 8. So yeah, we should be able to kick it in overdrive here. The game is really, really fun. If you are new to racing, my girlfriend and I had recently watched Drive to Survive way earlier this year. That's this Netflix kind of in the style of Hard Knocks for the NFL. You know, a dramatization of the season and highlights, and really what the show does best is humanize the drivers really well. You know, it'll show Carlos Sainz or Charles Leclerc going, spear fishing or scuba diving. Show them what their life is like off the track and what decisions they have to make and how difficult it is. You get paid a lot of money. It's very, very dangerous, very stressful. A lot of people's jobs and, all the people who work on the car, they all depend on you to perform. We're just flying through these laps now. Looks like I'm driving so fast. But no, the wonders of editing. I do love this helicopter view. Wish they had that more often in this camera. Camera kind of cycles through these different cinematic cameras, and this helicopter camera is super cool looking. Again, the blues are the wets, the full wet tires. 2 wet tire sets are the wets, the blues, and then the greens, which are intermediate tires. So, one thing that this game, I think, does well, this is a ranked race. See, I just phased right through this. I was actually thinking I had to, turn around him, but he's a back marker, so blue flag you saw there on the little display. He has to get out of my way when I'm coming up, and I'm on a faster car, and I'm a lap ahead of him. He can't hold me up. So the game just lets me drive right through him. Would be a little too easy to troll people if you had full collision on with back marker people like that, because you could just slow your car down and wait till first place drives by and just veer right into them. You know, in real life you wouldn't do that because you're going to get smacked by a car going, 100 plus miles an hour. Never a good idea. Video game, the consequences are slightly less. By slightly, I mean a lot. So, this is the 8th lap here. I said we had a treat in store in the 8th lap, and I think it's going to be coming up soon. Probably when I slow down the footage again. Right here. No, I thought it was right there too, so I'll slow down. And right, boom, you can hear it, I think. I don't have the sound enabled because the audio recording, I hear my own voice and then I stop talking, I get all lost, but you can hear it just bang the front wing on the left side there. So I just try to drive away, and I go past the pit lane once to try and just see if it's even drivable, and you'll see in next few turns, I'm just like trying to test the drivability of the car, and it's not great. But turns out around 8th or 9th lap is when I would, want to come in anyway to get new tires on an 18-lap race like this. Everyone else had already pit, so if I could play this right, I'm gonna gun through this lap here and try not to lose my edge with these with my front wing damage. When the front wing's damaged, it's gonna just have less downforce. It's gonna be harder for you to turn. So then I fly through this. See, like I'm in the grass there. It's just not a handleable situation. So signal I'm coming into the pit. Fly through the lap. Slow around the turn, not trying to incur any more damage. Down the straight, and then I should just fly straight through here. This is the cool pit entrance I was talking about. Very cool. Come on in. Pit crew's waiting. They've got my wing ready. They're going to put the wing on. New wing. And I have intermediates on. These green tires here. And I think it doesn't show the tire selection for the other racers. They're all on wet still. So I'm the first person to get the inters on, kind of even in first place, do kind of a strategy to undercut their choices, their decisions. So you'll see the white car, the Christian car, is right up behind me. But then I'm just able to burn him away. His tires are old, wet tires. Intermediates are just way faster, so he's a better racer, but not good enough to overcome that significant a difference in tread and tire selection. So we're flying through, going pretty well. Doing pretty good, and I think we actually have a pretty smooth ride for the next few laps. Making sure we're coming across here okay. Getting used to the tires and how they grip. In the rain, you can see the one part where the cars come through is starting to get a little drier. Yeah, not as many consistent spots coming through that turn, so it's a little wet all the way across, which is fine. Flying through, and I think we're going to fast forward again, so that's fine. Fast forward through the next few laps. Big couple weekends for Notre Dame football. Got a big game against Cincinnati. And you see now that he's pitted, right? The Christian white car has pitted. So now that we're on the same tire, I expect him to fly up and catch me. I actually get informed by my pit boss, like sometime around here. It's like, oh, he's gonna catch you about 2 seconds a lap, and I start doing the math. Basically means he's gonna catch me right at the end of the race. Which is kind of the cool part about racing. You can predict when and where you're gonna get caught. All right, and we're back. So let's get back into this race. So we're fast forwarding here through the race. We do quite well by the end. I won't spoil it, but it's a very thrilling ending here. So we're trying to get to a point in the race where things get a little exciting. There's our big turn this race that we take a variety of apexes on and miss most of them. Think about taking a turn, they always say miss or hit the apex. It's about the ideal line that your car should take through a turn. The apex of anything. Hitting it means you're turning optimally in the car. Yeah, I was nervous there because I think I might have a collision coming up here that might allow other people behind me to catch up at a faster rate. Definitely not a perfect driver. Using a controller on PC, still trying to save up for those Fanatec systems. They're super pricey, so slow through here. Really like the camera and everything that the game offers on PC in terms of reviewing races that you have online is great. Let me know also interest in running a campaign and picking a team as a driver, creating a driver, going through a whole season. That would be fun. So having more cars on the circuit is always going to be fun. That's why these online races, this is a ranked race too. So this is going to be in my placement to determine where I get ranked and things like that. But I think here, you can hear it, boom, right there. I bang against the wall, that right part of my wing is damaged. Nothing will slow you down faster in this game or in real racing than wing damage. You just lose so much of your downforce. So on slick tires, it's one thing, but here on the wets, the inters specifically, with wing damage is just no fun. So we're getting near the end of the race here too, so things are about to get really good. So we're flying through. Around the turn, water kicking up. Really had to go slow there. And didn't go slow enough. You might have heard it. Might have heard it, might have banged the front end of the wing there. I like this perspective here, authentic to the driver. You get the rain and the mask and everything else like that, rain in the helmet. Starting this lap here, we've got to really perform. We've got to really make sure we're conservative on the tires, dropping it down to third gear, take the turn. Nice, calm, wide turns. We know that our second place car, yep, there he is, he's creeping up. So we know we're going to be battling the last stretch of this race. Flying in behind me, the yellow flag happens. You see that guy around that corner? Yellow flag happens. I see the yellow flag happen. I slow down. I barely miss the guy who slowed down on the track, and now he has all the pace. He doesn't slow down like I do. He doesn't have to deal with the guy before I do. He reacts to it very well. So we come in with a lot of pace around these corners. We're trying to defend. We're driving wide. Wish it would show. There we go. Perspective there. It shows both cars. He's just getting sprayed now too, which is also bad. When you're in that spot, you're just getting sprayed. He tries to cut inside. We're defending with elbows out, it's called. You're trying to defend. You're trying to box him out, prevent them from passing. Rounding this really long straight here. This is going to be his opportunity where he should really try to cut inside, and you see him cutting across, but we take this really nice line across, spray him with water near the end, down to the wire, and we cut in front and for good measure. Cross these turns here, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's going to do it. So, really exciting race. And we won our first ranked race, so we're very, very excited. It's our first ranked win, I should say. Very, very fun. Love the game. Thanks.